No. No. Forgot my strength and attack bots. We can do it. I just ran straight through that. I'm fucking retarded. I look like I had enough of an angle. Boom, a boom. He added me.
So I knew I won, but we came in third place.
Okay.
So they tell me that I won the award. So me and my dad, we fly down and we're sitting in the lobby just waiting to walk in and give the speech. Next thing you know, they say, oh, been a change. I see Barry Bonds and his dad walk by. And I said, well, what happened? They said, well, they probably gave it to him because he had more stolen bases.
So they told you
Yeah.
MVP, you go there,
Yeah,
and then the bullshit happened.
bullshit happened. And when that happened, I tell you, I kind of lost respect for the award.
Yeah,
I did.
Understand.
Because I know Barry Bonds, you know, like that's like having a Michael Jordan. You gotta
Yeah.
slay the giant.
Hell yeah.
Now, yeah, he's putting up phenomenal numbers, but he didn't put up the numbers I put up with the batting championship. But here's the craziest thing about that year. I want you to look up how many times that me and Tony Gwynn came to the plate, and I will tell you off the top of my head, almost 1,200 times. Guess how many times we struck out? That's what you need to find out. Tony Gwynn struck out 17 times. I struck out 35 times.
That's it.
Combined teammates with 1,200 plate appearances.
Crazy.
That'll never be done ever again. And nobody talks about it.
Talk to me about his greatness and what he meant to you. I mean, again, one of the greatest hitters. I mean, to me, it was like when Kobe called me and recruited me to the Lakers. Like when you get the guy wanting you on the team, similar to you with Tony Gwynn, what did that mean to you? And what kind of relationship did you guys have?
Freedom. I had freedom. Because the first day I got there, grab me by my shirt, come with me.
How much older is he?
Tony is probably 6 years.
Okay.
6 years, yeah, 6, 7 years. Called me, let's go. I went in the cage, we started talking. He said, what's your philosophy in hitting? I say, see ball, hit ball. He said, that's what I like to hear. Nobody's in here overthinking the game. See ball, hit ball, attack fastball. So now he was showing me a drill that he was on the left side on his right hip. And he was showing me how he can get to that ball right off his right hip. And then he put it on my hip. I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it.
But you had earlier in your career, you were too fast through the zone earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was going around it. He was going through it.
Okay.
And then he was showing me the technique to that. He said, every time you hitting off the tee, I want you to visualize the pitcher's forehead and draw it right down the line to the tee. And when I started doing that, my visual got tightened. Now you can't fool me. So now I'm starting to pick up these little traits and these little nuggets he's giving me. And I could just go out there and just flat hit without even thinking about it. But once I start understanding
the art of
what I was doing, like he was showing me the art to it, the mastery to it, the dedication to it. Like, you just hit 2 home runs yesterday, but we back to work again today.
What is his work ethic like?
He's probably there before anybody shows up to the park. He shows up at 1:30, 2 o'clock every single day for a 7 o'clock game.
Damn.
And just get his preparations all set. He got the field to himself. He'll go and work in the cage first, and then he got the field to himself. And I just watch this man every day. And I said, I want to be that dedicated to my art. And when I started working with him, the dedication started coming to me. Now I start getting more greedier, more hungry.
Yeah.
I didn't gravitate to lazy people. I didn't gravitate to guys take shortcuts. I don't want nothing to do with them. We had nothing in common. And now I'm on a different level on.
So he's mentally unlocking a whole nother side of you.
Another side of me that I didn't know about. And I'm telling you, every day I watch this man hit, it inspired me to be great. And it did. And that's my biggest flex.
That's amazing.
You know, batting championship with Tony Gwynn as your teammate.
On your team. Rest in peace to the great Tony Gwynn.
Rest in peace.
The crime dog, Fred McGriff. Talk to me about Fred.
Oh, man. He was a legend back in Tampa.
Okay.
And him and my uncle used to go at it. And that's where I discovered Fred. I was like that little young kid soaking it all up, watching these two battle. And one thing about Fred, he didn't back down from nobody. And we had the baddest park on the planet. Bama Heights Little Leagues is the baddest place on the planet. And we had Floyd Yeomans, we had top guys, you know, we had a bunch of guys to get drafted. But one thing about him, it was just like second to none. And that's why I was like, when you look at the whole totality of Doc, Fred McGriff, that's when it started. That shows kids like us we can make it too, because these guys made it.
Did you see it?
And that's you got to see it to believe it. And that's what they did for us, and they was approachable, and that's the most important thing.
93 to 98, Florida Marlins. You get a chance to go back to your home state.
Yep.
You win a ring in 97. Moises Alou, Edric Renteria,
Yep.
Kevin Brown, manager Jim Leland. What was it like, first and foremost, to go home and then win at home?
Man, that was a dream come true. But at the same time, I was having mixed emotions because I didn't want to leave Tony Gwynn. I didn't want to leave him. I thought that I wasn't even never thinking about a Hall of Fame. I wasn't thinking about none of that stuff. I was just thinking about just mastering this game and dominating it for a long time. And whatever the chips is, that's what it is.
Yep.
But I cried when I got traded from San Diego. That's when Fred McGriff went to Atlanta, and I went to the Marlins because the Warner Brothers didn't want to pay.
Really?
And so, but that was fine. But I was going home. That's what kind of helped.
Yep.
And when I got there, we was awful. Inaugural team, no superstars. But we had Benito Santiago. We had him, but he wasn't.
He was older though, right?
Yeah, he was older. And basically, now I got to go back to being patient again, not knowing that you're not going to win.
Yeah.
But how do you motivate yourself to win? So now, Dave Dombrowski called me upstairs and like, hey, you're going to win in 5 years.
He told you that?
He told me that. And I didn't believe him. But I'm looking at the roster, I'm like, ain't no way we win it in 5 years. But be patient. So what he was trying to get me to do and understand is not go off in the media because of the frustration of losses and things like
Buy
that.
in.
Just lead. Lead these guys. And that's what I bought into.
Were you a natural leader? You led by example? Did you lead by your voice? What kind of leader were you?
Basically, I turned into the all kind of leader.
The all around.
The all around.
And
Because
who would you accredit that to?
I credit that to Darren Dalton.
Okay.
Darren Dalton and Dave Parker.
Okay.
And I kind of understood leadership from a different perspective. Like it's one way to lead, like Robert Yount, quiet, go about his business. You always see him working, and then you follow. But then you got the Dave Parkers in your face, making you laugh. Then when the game gets serious, boom, like that. So now you take a mixture of Darren Dalton, and all these guys and mix them together, then you start seeing the responses that you can get from your teammate by doing it first. See, I'm not gonna ask you to do something that I don't do.
Facts.
And once you start doing that, people start buying into you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you get a chance to win at home. What is that like?
Man, that was a dream come true.
No, this guy's not a body. He's another Ironman.
Doc's dad, and he started.
I've just been,
and it took me back to that moment.
I just world hop till I find like one or two people and just ask if I can join. If they say yes, I join. If not, then I just
and people take it for granted.
Do my own thing.
Just because you're a great player, you're supposed to just automatically just go out there and win. And it takes a complete team to win a championship.
Absolutely.
That was like the icing on the cake for my career because I got that chip out the way. Now I can just focus on playing the game the right way, leading these guys, and then, if they keep the roster together, we're going to win more. And that's, when I went to Florida, that's when you talk about going in your bag.
Okay.
I went in my bag deep, because I knew we was going to win that year. I knew it.
That's big.
Yeah.
LA Dodgers didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
LA fans are a little different. How did you stay locked in? I mean, some of the names, Sean Green, Hideo Nomo.
Yeah.
Play with current manager Dave Roberts. What was your LA experience like?
It was wonderful, until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it on the field, I outperformed everybody every year. And when I actually, I didn't even ask for the contract. I didn't ask for that. They offered it to me. They were like, we want to give you a lifetime contract. So I asked Harold Reynolds and I asked Peter Gammons, should I sign it?
Oh,
They was
shit.
like, if you like being there, yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. So I go back and I had a meeting at my house, and I used to live in Bel Air Crest, right there. And
Really nice.
Yes, really nice.
Really nice.
Yes. And all of a sudden they come over to my house, the ownership and everybody, and I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just thinking I'm performing.
How old are you at this time?
I'm
Early 30s?
Yes, I'm probably 26 27.
Okay, so
somewhere in there.
late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s. And next thing you know how when you're balling out, you just locked in. And I'm LA is growing on me. It's a big city for a country boy, you know?
Yeah.
So here I am, putting up the numbers, and next thing you know, they want to offer a contract, and they're sitting in my house. And then they say, well, what if we don't do it? That wasn't even part of the conversation. Like, why did we get to this point?
Right.
Then everything blew up from there. And I told him, you're gonna have an unhappy Dodger like that. Because now you got me thinking this.
Playing with my emotions.
You playing with my emotions. Yeah. And so I said, okay, no problem. I went out, still performed. They said, you have to go out here and you got to start playing defense better. I said, okay. I only threw out 25 runners.
Only.
So now I'm gonna throw them out now. I'm showing them I have the whole package. They said, we'll come back to the table next year. So now I did all of that. Coming third in MVP again. Scott Boras is my agent at the time. Next thing you know, they said, we're not giving you a deal. And that's when all the verbiage started happening on their end first.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when I started letting it happen. Because you ain't gonna back me down. And because now I had just got married, 98, just got married. And my wife was so scared. Like, because, just your husband, and 60,000 people getting ready to boo him on opening day.
That's tough.
So she drove me to the park, and she had all
gospel music. Just dipped. What a
I
bitch,
I looked at her, I said, you nervous, ain't you?
Yeah.
She was like, kind of. I say, you can't serve God and have fear. I said, you can't do that at the same time. And that's what I could see that relax. Get in the game. Soon as I touch the field, the whole place booing me. I love every bit of it, right?
Just ate it up.
They walk me. Fly ball hit to me, they boo, I catch it, throw it. Next at bat, they walk me. Next at bat, they walk me. Game's zip. 0-0. They made one mistake.
That's all it took.
They pitched to me in the 8th inning, and when I came up, boom, dead center. You should have saw this place erupt. And I come back to the dugout. Now this is right where this is my sweet spot. So now I'm running around the bases like I'm just thinking about the things I'm finna do.
I'm about to act the ass.
Like, what am I gonna do, right?
Yeah.
But it just something came over me when I got to home plate. I wasn't focused on them per se no more. I just knew where it was coming from. And I just did this here and I just did that. And when I went in, it's a long run to the dugout. So I run, my team out there mobbing me, they're all excited. I sit down, the crowd's still going crazy. They won't stop.
Standing
so
up.
Now,
curtain call,
all my teammates, go out there. I say, nope, not doing it. They're like, man, please go out there, please go out there. Everybody putting their arm around me, man, just go get the curtain calls. Nope, I ain't doing it. I say, they messing with a dog.
Come on now.
I say, they messing with a dog. Keep the same energy.
Come on.
And then all of a sudden, one of my teammates that I respect a lot came to me and said, Gary, just please do it for me. And I said, you know what? I'll do it for you.
Can you share his name?
And I got up.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it.
Yeah.
You got up. Yeah. He got you up though.
Yeah, he got me up because see, that was a lot for me to do.
Okay.
Because you can't come at me and boo me.
Right.
And then I'm gonna just let it go that easy.
Right.
I keep the same energy for life.
He said for life.
Yes. And so now that got me to move. And that's when I learned something about myself too. I can let stuff go. Because before I couldn't. Like if I got an altercation with you, we're gonna do this every day.
Every time I see you.
Every time I see you on site.
What are your thoughts? Because obviously I think you get painted in a bad picture, and you played in a time where you didn't necessarily, you had a voice, but it wasn't a social media era. So you just kind of had to take the bullshit that's not true, but you don't have a platform. Like how frustrating was that for you at times?
You know, like as we get older, we speak a little better. That's what I always say. You know, I'm a very country, you know, and I speak with country grammar. And so when you speak, and somebody that don't understand your culture or where you're from, they'll take what you said and write what they thought they heard.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're having to explain, I didn't say that. And now social media now would have benefited me because we can clarify everything.
I could talk right to you.
Right.
This is what I said.
This is exactly what I said. Yeah. So now here I am having to clean up what somebody said I said. So I finally got to a point where I said, you know, I'm gonna stop cleaning it up. I'm gonna own it. Now I'm gonna be what you expected me to be, which that's immature as well. Yeah. And so these are all the things I'm learning along the way about myself. Do I want to engage in this foolishness and stay on this childish stuff? Or do I want to be, I'm a married man now. Yeah. You know, act like it.
It's easier said than done though, especially in the moment, especially at the age you were at too. Because it's just like, man, you don't fuck with me, fuck y'all.
Right, because I'm good at what I do.
Right.
And you're on my lawn messing with me.
Right.
You know, I'm telling you in spring training, I'm going to be the best player on the field. 90% of the time, I'm going to be the best player on the field. And that's just how it goes, and that's how I look at it. And if I don't have that belief, you know, I tell my kids the same thing. If you don't believe in yourself like that, it's not going to happen.
Who's going to believe in you?
Yeah.
Atlanta Braves, loaded team.
Yeah.
Maddox, Glavin, Smoltz. We just had DJ right before you came in.
Right.
He said he felt that Smoltz was the best out of those three.
Yep.
You agree?
Hands down.
Really?
Hands down. And that's where the Atlanta Braves went wrong, by not putting the ball in his hand in the most important parts of the game, like the deciding game,
the big games,
because he had overpowering stuff. Greg Maddux and Glavin was perfect for the long haul, the long season. So you remember, Smokes used to go out of the bullpen and he just start. So he got injured more because he had to do all those things. But for his stuff and the person that you didn't want to see was him.
Playing with Chipper and a young Andrew Jones, what was that like?
That was awesome, man. That was one of those things where I thought that we were going to win a bunch of championships here. But once again, I get there, and then all of a sudden, they said they didn't want to pay me. Now, remember I told you I got gears I can go to. But once you decide that you ain't going to take care of me, well then, I'm just here to do what I'm supposed to do and keep it moving. And that's what I did.
What up, y'all? I partnered with DraftKings, and they've done some stuff you guys gotta check out. The Pick 6 Stat Slice is the new way to give you a better shot at hitting your picks and cashing out with DraftKings Pick 6. Pick 6 slices down one player's stat line to give you an even better shot.
A part of an unfortunate 04 collapse. First and foremost, what was it like playing for the Yankees, and then take me to the 04 ALCS?
When I got there, I had a perception of the Yankees that this is easy money. Well, look at all these guys on this team, and you add me to it, it's automatic. And when I started seeing the politicking part of it, the other side, that's when I said, okay, I got it. Because I'm an observer. I'm an only child. I notice everything.
Pay attention.
And I pay attention. And when I got there, I saw the dysfunction right away. And it came from, you know, I guess A-Rod had made a statement about Jeter a long time ago. And you could feel the tension. I mean, every single day you can feel it. So even to the point where they had to make them go like to have a lunch and try to make it like they was cool.
It was forced.
But as teammates, we knew something was off. And I was just like, man, we got to fix this, you know? Like the relationship. And I was thinking, why would they have a bad relationship based on what he said? But I could see what, you know, it made Jeter upset. And now we're walking in that as a team and we're struggling. And when we got A-Rod, they had me hitting fifth. That ain't my natural position. I should be hitting third because I don't strike out. And now Joe Torre didn't talk to me for 2 months. when I first got there because he wanted Vladimir Guerrero, which was 5 years younger, which I understood that. But I also told him, you ain't gonna know the difference in the numbers. You know, I don't care how old you is, how old I am, but I'm just telling you.
Straight up.
Because that's when the reporters started attacking me, you know, in spring training, because I had made a statement. You can write down 300, 30, and 100, and 100 walks. You can write it down now.
Right now.
So when I made that statement, you know, the New York media try to act, some of the guys try to act tough. And they didn't like the fact that I told them what I was going to do. And I went out and did it.
Where's the lie at?
That's it.
Where's the lie?
That's it.
The art of hitting.
Yeah.
You still feel like you get hit a fastball today, 100 miles an hour?
No.
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 Okay.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you, no.
See, Barry said it's like riding a bike.
Barry ain't gonna hit nothing. Barry's 60-something years old, he ain't gonna hit nothing. That's my dog. He called me on the way over here. Yeah, he talked highly of you guys.
Appreciate it.
No, he ain't gonna hit nothing.
Nothing.
No, yeah.
Can you break down, he gave us a unique breakdown of when he steps in the box, what he's looking for. Can you give, when you're in the box?
Well, it's a technique that I came up with, you know, with Tony Gwynn, and kind of like developing something bigger for me. And it's basically if I focus on your head, I don't worry about your deceptive pitching style. So if I keep my head focused on that tunnel and I draw a straight line to home plate, that's my tunnel vision, and I put you in that box. And so I can easily define if the ball is in or away because I'm looking right down the middle. Tunnel. But my direction of hitting is right center. Okay. So all my alignments in place. Now with the different arm angles, and I focus on your forehead, now that strike zone gets smaller for me. And then that's what I used to hit down the tunnel.
Dang, that's great, the art.
And what happens in that as well, 98 becomes 93.
Really slows down.
That way 100 becomes 95.
Slows down for you.
Yeah, it slows down.
Yeah. Smartest pitcher you ever faced?
Greg Maddux. Yeah, that's without a question. He's a genius. And because the thing is, Greg used to play these games with you, like he tried to speed you up, to slow you down, to speed you up. No. See, when you understand hitting, you never let somebody slow you down. You stay sped up so you're not late. Okay? Now, I'm gonna let certain balls get deeper, but everything else, but lower half is the same. So Greg Maddux like to throw a backdoor, like Pedro Martinez. They like to throw that backdoor sinker to get you leaking out over the plate so they can bust you inside. I never took the bait on that. I was like one of those guys where I'm not even worried about inside. I dare you to come in here. You see, I want to react to what you're doing inside here opposed to me anticipating that. Because if I anticipate in, I'm gonna, like I told you, I'm too quick. Too quick to do. And I've hit balls foul. I don't even know how I do that. You know what I mean? Like
500-foot foul balls.
Yeah, when I hit it, I'm like, and then I look where it goes, over the dugout and out the stadium. I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. So that's why I have to always let the ball back up and get deep on me, because I have to trust my hands, and everything works and operate after that.
I love it. Take a look at this clip.
Pedro says, all right, I'm going to pitch right away. And Sheffield's like, whoa, time. I wasn't fully ready. Pedro knew that. Or he's just messing with Pedro. They're messing with each other. So pitch hasn't been thrown yet. Sheffield wags his bat. First pitch, it's going to be a breaking ball on the outside, doesn't get the strike, brings it a little in, gets the strike, goes back outside, doesn't get the chase, and then he's going to throw another one outside. Hot shot, foul ball, almost hits Luis Sojo, who skips over it. It's corralled over there. He has a big laugh, chain, smiling, having fun. Ooh, little shimmy. And then we go back where Sheffield wags the best time. A late time call in Pedro's delivery again, and Pedro's like, fuck that. This is a first inning. He says, screw that. Curveball? No. Whatever that is, no. Outside fastball? No. Changeup? No. Inside fastball? Yes, please. And then rears back and hits him.
Oh, yeah.
He says, don't be doing that to me.
Yeah.
Not to me. You don't want to do that. I don't care if I was messing with you. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that to me. I'm telling you, dog, you don't want to do that to me. Even though I was messing with you, you don't want to do it to me. Here's both of them. What Pedro was doing while Sheffield was talking to him, just blankly staring at him. I don't give a fuck. I'm Pedro Martinez. I'm tiny, but on this mound, I am huge. He never hit him again. So that's something.
You know, when I see that, I remember it so well. Bernie Williams put me up to that.
Okay.
And Bernie Williams said, you want to piss Pedro off? I said, I would love to piss him off. Because, you know, at the time, I didn't like him as a player. But as I got to know him, you know, he's a great guy.
Yep.
But when we're competing, he's one of them guys you love to be on his team, but you hate him on the other side. And so that's how our era played. We didn't fraternize a lot. And so Bernie said, if you want to piss him off, just step out the box. I said, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it 2 or 3 times. That's what I had in my head, right? So I said, now if he hit me, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to drop him on his shoulder. And that's what I was thinking. And I stepped out the box the first time. I knew it pissed him off. And I knew when he threw that first curveball, I said, he's going to hit me. I said, now I'm going to do it again. Stepped out again. He throws another curveball. And it was already set up to where Ryan, anybody knows about baseball. And when somebody trying to hit you, they know they're going to throw a breaking ball away first and then may do it again to set you up to drill you like he did. But when I was going to first base, I was saying to myself, Pedro knows how I act out here on the field. If he make any gesture, his lips move or his eyes move or anything move and say anything, I'm coming like a raging bull. And as you notice, he just stared. Because he's heard my interviews before. Yeah. Because I tell him, you don't get to hit me for free. And if I look at you and stare at you, if you even indicate something, I'm coming. And that's how I decide when I charge and when I don't.
Yeah. How many times did you charge in your career?
I don't even remember. A lot.
A lot?
A lot. Yes. Okay, if you want to be bad, okay, well, I'm going to find out.
Let's see how bad.
Let's see.
Let's see how.
And you know, I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I just play the game the way I play the game, and I don't. And anything get in the way, just a problem. And so when he did that, as you can see, he didn't want none. He didn't want that.
No problems.
None.
The PED era, you played through that.
Yep.
Thoughts on just the era and where baseball was at that time?
Well, everybody say McGuire and Sammy Sosa saved the game. I don't think they saved the game. You know, I mean, that was a wonderful thing that they did, but the game was going to be fine. Baseball is always going to be fine. It's like you go through ups and downs, through strikes and things like that, and then you have people pissed off at the game. But the game will eventually come back. But that was a great segment way to say they saved the game, which, if that's what you want to call it. But during that era, you had to be a dog. You had to be a dog every day. And this is why Jim Leland was so important to me, because he's the first manager that ever asked for something from me, for the team. I need you to be the best player against their best player, everybody we play. And I said, wow, I ain't never had nobody ask me that.
That's a dope challenge.
But that was a good challenge for me. Now it had my focus. Now I got my undivided attention. So if I see a Barry Bonds come in town, I got to be better than Barry Bonds.
I'll play you.
And I know most people are going to say, how is that possible? Well, go look at our series and matchups. Go look at them head to head.
I love that. We definitely going to look at that.
Look at all the greats matchup, and they pitching their aces and whatever. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
Today's game you feel is watered down. What do you feel is missing?
Well, I say the game has gone in a different direction because of sabermetrics. I talked to John Smoltz for a long time, and he educated me on a lot of things that I knew but I didn't know. Now he has the insight of it because he's doing the interviews with the players. It's not the players' fault. They're asked to swing at a certain count and get off their A swing because the computer says that 98% of the time this guy is going to do this during this count. And all of a sudden, if they do something different, you look like a fool and you're swinging and missing. So they're telling these kids when to swing, to get their A swing off, and that's why the strikeouts are up, because they're not thinking for themselves. If I want to make an adjustment and just try to make contact, nobody's doing that. That's why pitchers don't have problems with guys being on second and third less than 1 out or 2 outs, and they get out of it unscathed because strikeout.
Too many analytics are in the game instead of just the old school.
I don't think I would use the word too many. I think that you need to incorporate old school and balance it. You know, when you look at baseball now, the veteran player that should be making $5 to $10 million and still sticking around and performing and teaching these young guys certain things, he's gone. So now you see the hitting is come way down and pitching is up, but with the upwards of the pitching, a lot of arm problems. It's not sustainable. So I just think they need to take sabermetrics, balance old school with it to create magic.
I mean, I feel like that's NBA, same thing. The analytics have you layups or threes, no mid-range. So
who wants to watch that? I mean, I don't know if this young generation like that style or not, but I know for me, I want to see something going on. I want to see a triple. I want to see a guy bunt. And that's why I say how to neutralize this velocity. You got to bring back old school way of playing the game. And I guarantee you that'll neutralize that velocity because if you bring in athletes and speed, guys bunt, make that guy that's throwing 100 have to feel his position, they can't do it. So now when you keep that kind of pressure on them, I'll wipe this the way they play now, I'll put a team together and wipe the floor with it.
500 home runs, over 2,500 hits. Not in the Hall of Fame. How much does that hurt? Does it bother you at this point? You say, fuck it. Where's your mind at? Your numbers meet the criteria, but you're not there.
Well, I understand why they did this because they've been trying to get me for 22 years and they couldn't. And this is why I always tell people about me. If you dislike so much what I used to say and the things I used to do, then how did I make it 22 years? Because see, I'm not what you're saying I am. But see, you want the public to believe that. But you ain't never heard one teammate ever say anything about me as a player and as a person. Because one thing about me, I told you about different kind of leadership roles you have to learn. And that over time, you get better at it. Like the most racist player that's on my team, me and him will get along perfect. Because I force him to talk. I force him to be real with me because I'm gonna be real with you. So I tell you the things that you can't do around me. You can't use racist jokes. You can't, like certain things I let you know up front. Don't cross that line with me. Because it's gonna be a problem. So now we become best friends. Now the locker room is better from that.
Absolutely.
And that's called leadership. And that's what it's all about. And so like our generation and our era, all of this stuff was predicated on this. Everybody talk about this era and try to use it as a steroid era. But it wasn't everybody doing that.
There's so much more than that.
It's so much more than that. And so that's why I say, when it comes to me in the Hall of Fame and all that, I know where it's predicated on. And I know it's all about this is their shot to get back at me.
Barry Bonds, you guys used to train together. What was that like? What'd you learn from him?
Well, I had just got married, like I told you, and I made LA my home for the off season, so I didn't have no training partners, and my routine got compromised because I'm not going back to Florida. So Scott Boras suggested I go work out with Barry Bonds.
Up north?
Up in San Francisco. And actually, Barry wasn't even there when I got there because he was in Aspen skiing. And when I first got there, I discovered I had to have surgery on both of my legs. I didn't know it.
What was wrong?
I had cysts in the back of my legs.
Oh, really?
And Dr. Teen.
Behind your knees?
Behind my knees.
Damn.
And Dr. Teen, he performed the surgery. So when Barry showed up, I was in 2 casts.
Damn.
Like in both legs. And so, but they said in about 3-4 weeks, I'll be fine.
Okay.
And so I go in the gym, but when I got the cast off, I asked Barry, I said, how do you come back from knee injuries? Because I know you had knee injuries. He said, you got to start training right away. So I was like, okay. So I went in the gym and I did some squats. And I was doing squats. And then all of a sudden my stitches burst open.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it burst open. And then all of a sudden the trainers kept putting this cream stuff on it. And they just kept rubbing it down. And then they taped it up. And I went to the doctor and I went and got stitches put back in. And then after that, all of a sudden, I started training with Barry, and then Barry started, like leaving me in the morning, because this is all part of his game of making me, get up early and mentally tough and all this type of stuff. So I was going through that, and then I was like, I'm not with this, and I left. And next thing you know, I get a call that I got to go testify, against Barry Bonds. And I'm like, whoa. So now a lawyer.
I'm muted. I don't even think I was talking.
I was on the stand for probably 3 questions. And that was it. And so now all of this stuff comes back full circle. And when I look at this stuff,
I mean,
that
I gotta
decision
start
of going to work out with him may have cost me more than I thought.
What was the cream they was putting on you?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't know.
Poop monsters in the chat.
But the thing is that when you're in a gym, what could they possibly be putting on you?
Yeah.
You know, so they put it on there. I went back to the doctor, got stitches, and then the rest is history. Now they got testing in place. So now everybody want to see what you made of now. Nothing changed.
Right.
My number's still the same.
Still staying.
Still staying. You know, same stuff.
Quick hitters, first thing to come to mind. Best singular pitch you saw as a batter. Who's cutter, splitter, curve, fastball?
Daryl Cowell. You
I
remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
This guy had one of the tightest breaking balls you want to see. And I mean, it's like it break 3 times. You know, it goes up, then it go at your head, then it goes left. And that's how I felt. But so that guy, I used to have to try to set him up to throw that pitch because I knew he was, but I just ain't know when.
When it was coming.
So that's the only player out of all the guys I faced that I sit on breaking ball. Yeah.
Craziest clubhouse story you could share. DJ told us one about women fighting in the family room, someone's girl, and you got any clubhouse stories you could share with us?
Well, I don't know if he'll be mad I shared this, but I think a couple guys have shared this story about Greg Maddox.
Okay.
And Greg Maddox has this thing where he likes to get in the shower, and then all of a sudden, you know how guys be washing their hair, and he just keep pouring shampoo on your hair. You keep like, why is it not coming out? Because your eyes closed. Yeah. But he used to take it farther. He liked to pee on your feet.
He liked to pee on your feet.
Yeah, and I gave him a look that if you do it,
it's gonna be your problem.
I'm gonna kill you up in there. I'm gonna kill you. I don't play by it like that. So he used to do those type of things, and you know, like some guys they'll go take a number 2, about this long, and they'll leave it in the toilet. It's all kinds of crazy things, man. We got some food now.
For real.
So all kinds of stuff.
Worst ballpark you ever played in?
Worst ballpark. County Stadium, Milwaukee. I was playing shortstop there, and it was so cold, and we were playing Toronto Blue Jays, and I think it was Jesse Barfield was hitting, and I look up, and I could see cars passing by in the freeway. So now, because I'm distracted, because it's so cold, and then it's like little flakes on the ground like snow. He hit a ball to me at short, and all I did is watch the line. Ball just came to me, and when I tell you one of the worst stadiums, this is Milwaukee, and it's outdoors, and it's freezing.
Freezing cold.
And underneath, piss-infested cages, and we're talking about big leagues. And that's what I started up in. So yeah.
So thankfully it only got better.
Yeah, they got a new one now, so it's a lot better. Yeah.
Bench clearing brawl. Who are 3 former teammates you're taking with you?
Oof. Rob Deere.
Rob Deere. I ain't heard that name.
Yeah. Rob Deere, Glenn Braggs.
Yeah.
And Don Baylor.
Don Baylor.
Those 3 right there, undefeated.
Throwing hands, huh?
Yes. those 3 undefeated right there.
Current best player in Major League Baseball you feel?
Normally I would say Mike Trout, but he's having a rough time of late. The best player now is Ohtani.
Did you ever think you would see someone like him in the major leagues?
You know what's so funny about that? I thought I was going to see it a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what we did.
Everyone played everything growing up. Yep.
And it's just that once you got there,
specialized.
Then they start making you do this or that. Now I'll tell you a story. When I got drafted, on my bubblegum card, it says pitcher shortstop. So I went to the bullpen in the Helena, Montana when the game got ready to start. And I had a pitching toe on and my uncle's pitching glove. And they was yelling down there because I just flew in. Remember I told you I got the minor leagues late.
Yep.
So I get down there, I'm thinking I'm doing both. So I said, well, since I'm a little late, I probably just pitched today. But they was like, you're not a pitcher, you're a shortstop. And I said, oh, because I didn't run bases. I didn't do none of that in high school because I either hit a home run or they'll walk me and they'll just pitch run for me because I had to pitch.
Right.
So it was like, I didn't know what I was.
Yeah.
But when you look at Ohtani, What separates him, I think, from anybody that would ever try to do this is the velocity he throws. He throws 100.
Still in the 100.
And he's that good with the bat. So now I knew I couldn't match the bat. But we're talking about the pitching, that's a different level stuff.
Monster. One at bat in your career, there's a lot of them that stood out. Your favorite at bat?
Oh, wow. The one that stood out was us getting to the World Series. We were playing the San Francisco Giants, and it goes back to the GOAT. When you're talking about Barry Bonds out there as the GOAT, you got to get past this man. And he's having a decent series. And I come up in the 8th inning, I think, and they had a closer in, Hernandez. And if I don't come through here, we're going to lose because Barry's going to make sure of that. You know, and I hit this ball up a tank to put us ahead by 2. Now Barry's coming up, so we're not fearing him as much because we got a 2-run lead and we win that game. That was like my highlight of my career because it's like we stopped the GOAT from getting to the World Series. And that was the only mission, you know.
So Barry's your GOAT?
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
One guest you would like to see on All the Smoke?
One guest?
Baseball player.
Oof.
It's wide open. You're our 5th.
Let me see. Has Jazz Chisel been on here? That's
dope.
A good one.
Hell yeah.
That'd
be dope.
Yeah, that's my son.
That's what's up.
That's my son.
Yeah, you might need to put that call in for us then, OG.
Oh, I'll make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Gary, man, we appreciate you. Again, huge fan of you growing up, and it's an honor to be able to sit down and talk to you today, man. Continued success and luck, and best of luck to your son.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. That's a wrap. Gary Sheffield.
Yes,
you can catch this on All the Smoke Productions YouTube and the DraftKings Network.
A one fucking quorum seed. Fuck. Ain't getting the shit this round, but whatever. I haven't seen what it was spot. Fuck. Goes to the MVP. The hides go to the MVP. Dude, we're already on what? Plates. I mean, I'll take it. I rep BBC. Oh god, what the fuck? Let's go get him, Cicada. Us and our daggers, baby. By duration, a minute 15. We just tied personal best. Damn. That's fucking heartbreaking. I know we can do better, boys. Let's go. We can do so much better. Oh my god. I really want to get fucking thralls now. So bad. This is under a minute here. Let's go. No. Woo. Let me just focus the one that's coincidentally closest to the entrance to Huey. Let me just definitely focus this guy. It's fucking rock and roll, gentlemen. Are these toad flags being put to waste? Bro, this is crazy. Killing this fucking goober so fast. A minute per kill. Like 60 kills an hour. Brother, what's going on here? I'm not hitting anything. Proc after proc. Herbs are too good. Look 'em up. The tickler. Tickler strikes again. How the fuck is ours not dead, boys? Embarrassing. Been playing pretty good. Alright. Alright. I just fucking throw in so many fights, low key, bro. Loresti, Loresti. Oh, what the hell? Baby. Man's just square me with it.
All-Star 2025, San Francisco. Jack, it's been a good run.
Killing it. Enjoying
But
it.
I don't think there was any way we could have expected to have this as our closing interview.
Yeah, I was excited. I couldn't wait.
I got to thank Dana Pump. I've been knowing Dana since I was 14, the biggest hustler in the world, him and his brothers.
They
he
went
called
on
me
the
like a week and
second
a half ago.
phase.
He's like,
They
"Matt, I
literally
think I got
can't
buried."
handle it without me.
I'm like, Barry who?
Yeah,
Because either
damn.
Barry Sanders or Barry
The
Bonds. I'm
X
like, I don't
Factor.
believe you. He's like, no, I promise you. He's like, hit this lady. And I hit Lisa, and we hit it off, and now, man, welcome to the show. Barry Bonds, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's an honor. 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, 8 Gold Gloves, all-time leader in home runs, single-season home run leader, the greatest baseball player of all time. When you hear that, what comes to your mind?
I don't really talk about it. I let my peers talk about
Okay.
it. I always tell people, if you're good at something, they'll
Everyone
talk
else will
about
talk
it. You
for
don't
you.
need to say anything.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really talk about it. I know statistically where I am. I don't need to explain it. I'd rather just help the young generation and give you the information that was given to me, teach you as much as I know. And then, you know, I always tell people, they always ask me like, how do you do it? I'm like, just stay around long enough for someone to talk about you. That's pretty much it. Just don't be a commercial.
Right. Right.
You know, if you want to be really good at something, you don't have to be doing it a long time.
Well, obviously, very humble about your success, but do you ever kind of look back and at the stuff you've accomplished and some of the records that'll never be touched? Like, do you think like, hey, like when I was playing, I really did it at the highest level?
I do. I look back and it's different. I have this, you know, like you talk about Michael Jordan, you can talk, our IQ is like way up here, Tiger, you know, it's just so high. And I think for myself, I look back at the gifts that God blessed me with, and then I look back at the hard work that I put into it. And then I try to find ways of how do I give this to someone else, or how do I teach this, or how do you pass this on?
Yeah.
And why do I see it, but you don't? You know what I mean? It's this battle that you play with yourself all the time, and then how can I articulate that to somebody else? And then they give you, well, why? Well, how does this work? Or well, how did you do this? And you know, my brain, it's right here in front of you, but you know, and then how do you not see it? And so I look back at ways of how, for myself, would I be able to articulate this to somebody else and give this gift that I was blessed with, and then, and hopefully he'll give it to somebody else.
Greg Maddux once said, best hitter I've ever faced. Trevor Hoffman said, most dangerous hitter in baseball history. The big unit, one of the most amazing players ever. A Hall of Famer, no doubt. A lot of guys, again, you stick around long enough, they'll talk about you, but when it's from your peers, your contemporaries, the guys you went to battle with year in, year out, is that more satisfying to you?
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Yeah, you can't get any better than that. I mean, just like in basketball, it's like, I hear Michael Jordan's name all the time. You hear those names, and when you have your peers talk about you, and
at the top of the top.
That's just the top of the list. There's no other list greater than that.
Right.
I don't care who you are, what you are. If you have your peers talking about you, then you did something. You got an A+ in class.
You did something. You did something.
Well, we're here now for NBA All-Star. Were you here in 2000 for the All-Star game?
No.
With Vince?
No, I watched it on TV.
Oh, you watched it? You missed out.
I watched,
that was one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Were you close to any NBA players in your time for playing?
Jordan and I kind of came up together. We were in Chicago when Jordan first came in the league. We used to hang out in Chicago all the time when he was at the Bulls and stuff. And
we got to hear some. Hold on, man. Don't just tell us some shit like that. Two of the greatest. What are those conversations
I can tell you
like?
how famous Michael Jordan was before he even became the most famous person ever. Him, Tiger. And we were in Chicago, and he was just, he's only 2 years older than I am.
Okay.
And we went out just to grab a bite to eat. And I ain't never seen a line of people.
Crazy thing, 90% we watched him was zombie streams.
And I was just coming up too, so I was rookie, so nobody knew who I was. I was just Bobby Bond's son, nobody at the time. And I thought I was pretty big at the time because I made it, but Michael had all these people, and he had a couple of security guys there watching, and Michael's so nice. He was just signing autographs, and we were trying to grab something to eat. And I'm over here going, I'm Barry, hello. You know what it's like to have somebody that good? You know what I mean? And for that one moment, I'm like, I want to be like Mike one day. You know, when you really see it from the very beginning. But he was he was already large before he became larger than anything. And I will always remember that. And he was always like, come on, B, let's go. And, and it was good because we've always been like really, good friends. And even at a distance, now that, his profession's gone to where it's gone, and even at a distance, we, even if we talk and we haven't talked in a long time, like we talked, I think like last year, we had a conversation not too long ago, and it always seems like we've never missed a beat. And that's what's really good about,
I got a question. We talked to Kobe about Mike, and Kobe said every aspect dealing with Mike was competitive, and maybe that's because that was a young guy trying to catch him. Was everything with you guys, was it more just a genuine conversation, friendship, or was there some competitiveness even in the conversation?
We played two different fields, so two different
Well,
sports,
he tried to come to your field, though.
Well, that wasn't gonna happen. I love Mike, but nah, bro, that wasn't going. No.
Did he ever ask you for advice on baseball?
No. I never asked him advice in basketball. I knew he was that good, and but we always joked around with each other. We had always a great respect for each other. I think I saw in Michael the same thing he probably saw in me, that this IQ, a vision of the type of players we were, and like with my career, I took a little bit from everyone. The greatest of the greats they kind of like steal gifts from other people, and you're able to create your stuff. Like Tony Gwynn here, Pete Rose here, Willie Mays here, Hank Aaron there. And, we're able to see all these qualities in each individual player, and then you kind of invent yourself. I just wanted to be a great hitter. I knew I had power. I knew I could do certain things, but my dad always told me, be a great hitter. Don't chase the fence. Chase the fence, you're gonna lose. Be a great hitter. And that's all I wanted to do. So I had to take Tony Gwynn as a great hitter, P. Rose as a great hitter, Rod Carew, and I had to take contact hitters because I could hit the long ball, but I was striking out a lot when I was younger, and I had to close that gap. And so my dad always told me, work on things you don't do well, son. Things you do well, you always gravitate to that.
Right.
If you can bring 20% or 30% or 10% of what you don't do well, that increases what you do well. So it kind of balances them together.
Well, you mentioned, Rod Carew, Tony Gwynn, Pete Rose, some of the greatest contact hitters of all time. What were some of the things you watched that they did that you kind of picked up on?
Their patience, the way that they can calculate things on the field. I was able to mathematically calculate what a pitcher can and can't do. Once I can calculate you, then I could beat you. And then it becomes this: what is beating him, right? The goal of hitting is it's me and him. And if I can keep that tunnel vision between me and him and forget the goons that are around him, because in theory, my job is just to hit him and be good against him. Understanding the velocity of a pitch, just a fastball. So we're just gonna use a fastball analysis, because you have a guy who throws batting practice to you every single day and he only throws a fastball, right? And he tries to help you be really good. And we screw that up half the time. So I tried to figure out how to master batting practice first, because this guy is trying to help me. You know, so how do I can direct that? Now I'm gonna piece it to speed. Now I have to understand what my swing technique is, and then understand the velocity of a pitch and velocity of the ball. The faster it comes to me, the further it goes, right? But I don't change who I am, right?
Same swing.
Now, if I can focus on him, I already know the speed of a ball off my bat goes a certain speed. I don't care how many people are over here, I can still squeeze it through you. It's not like you're gonna catch every single thing, right? So my job is, my victory is to make contact off of him. Once I do that, everything else is out of the equation, right? So in theory, I win. I really do win. Even though the pitcher's standing on the mound going, I got you out. No, the second baseman did, or the outfielder did, or this guy, you were already out of the equation. So if we took all these people off the field, you would lose so much, it'd be really crazy, right? So now I have to redirect my brain into this tunnel vision of understanding, if I can concentrate enough to me and him, they slowly disappear. But I can't fight two people at once. I can't say I hit a line drive to the shortstop or I hit a line drive to the outfielder and he made a catch. Now I want to try to beat them both. You can't. One-on-one I can fight, but I can't fight two-on-one. I'm going to lose. So I have to refocus and go right back to here and go, let me try to do that again. And let me try to do that again. And let me try to do that again. And then my success rate with him and me become better to my favor, because now I'm focused on him. And now his math has to change. And so we're going to play chess constantly, right? But in theory, there's a lot more to the game than it is, because he's 60 feet 6 inches and he has to throw a ball at 17-inch home plate within this gap. Well, laws of physics tell me he can only do it so many times. Even if I just stand there and never swing, he's only gonna be able to do it so many times. And then mathematically, he has to come to where I get the advantage. That's just my IQ of it.
I was gonna say, you the breakdown is crazy. He just gave you so many layers of the shit.
Yeah, it's hard to explain where my brain goes.
Right.
And, you know, have you ever had those computer guys that do all this and you're like going, and he looks at you like, this is a computer 101, you stupid. Well, that's how my brain was in baseball. I'm like, you know, I'll get these questions like, what do you think about so-and-so? I'm like, it's April or it's June, dude. I don't know. You know, I don't have that equation. There's so many things that can go wrong and right that I don't get excited. I don't get excited over the first inning of a home run. I'm like, you know, okay, we got 9 innings.
Right.
I don't jump and joy. You know, all I'm doing is focusing on that pitcher, focusing on the mistake, or focusing on something else that can happen. You know, and that's just how I think. Rubs people the wrong way, but it's the only way I can do it. It works for me.
For you, that's all that matters.
Did you and Mike ever talk about signing to Jordan Brand?
No, we never did.
Really?
I was with Nike briefly the early part of my career, and then Fila came over to me and offered me a deal of a lifetime at the time.
Okay.
They went with Ken Griffey Jr. at that time, because Jr. came up and he was a kid, and I mean, well-deserved. I mean, he was 18 years old. You know, his dad was playing, so it was well-deserved. And for me, Fila came along, they offered me the world, and for me at that time, and I was like, perfect. And so, I mean, I'd love to be with Jordan now. I'm retired. You know, Mike, I'm right here, you know. You know,
a couple boxes, Mike.
They can have it, Mike. That's a no-brainer.
You know? Yeah. But, you know.
1992 Slam Dunk Contest. Visit Deion Sanders, Chris Carter, Ken Griffey, Mike Conley. How was that? You had a little bounce on you?
No. No. And people need to know the truth, because that's a damn lie. I got lucky as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I could slam dunk, but I was just a basic slam dunker. I could go up with one hand, I could go up with two hands, and that's about it, and barely get up there.
Me too.
You know, but so with the scenario with it is that I got in to go against Dion. It was just, I think it was just a second round. So I don't know who I was going against the first round, but so Dion was just really good. You know, those guys could jump out the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And Dion just went cuckoo for some reason. I got lucky and threw the ball in the air and it bounced it and I got it. And that was everything I had.
You surprised yourself?
I shocked the hell out of myself, right? Dion already did some great moves up there and under his legs or behind his back.
His hands so much. Barry Bonds.
All he had to do is just do the same thing, but he
You know
wanted
who
to
Barry
get a
Bonds
little bit
is?
of
Yeah,
acrobatic,
that's
just like some of the dudes last night at the slam dunk, and he missed it.
Yeah.
Who?
And then that's how I beat him. So the truth is, Deion Sanders could out-jump me in a heartbeat, you know, and I just got lucky, and then after that, it was over. My back was hurting.
They need to bring that back. I think that was really
dope.
entertaining.
They do. I think they do.
That was
It
Foot Locker,
fun.
right? Was that a Foot Locker slam dunk contest?
It was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
That was cool.
Michael Conley Sr.
Yeah, Mike Conley, he took off, right?
Oh, Mo,
Free throw line.
crazy.
He took off at the free throw line. I seen a highlight of that. Somehow that came across my feed a couple days ago. And if you watch that, he's so lucky. You know how you slip off the rim sometimes. He would have killed himself if he would have slipped off the rim because he was going so fast and hung and his whole body swung underneath. I was like, man, thank God he held onto that rim.
Those high jumpers, man. Let
Yeah,
them get that slam
different.
dunk. Them
Oh,
high
nah,
jumpers.
crazy.
Okay, come on.
Different. Obviously, Dad played ball. What are some of your fondest memories going to the ballpark as a child and being a ball boy?
My dad was a hitting genius in his head. I mean, and he could hit too. His own personal life is one that gotten away from my father, but his mind was very sharp, very, very talented in hitting. He could pick a pitcher apart fast. And he educated me on that. He educated on learning their flaws, learning things. And then Willie was my mentor. Willie Mays was the one. It was great because I had like two people on me. Like my dad was my dad who anything I did was never enough for him. And then Willie was like, you did great. I love you, you know,
So you
you're
had
my
both the
godson. So I had
balance.
balance.
Yeah.
So I have basic balance. The guys who work with my dad, like Gary Sheffield can tell you some really good stories about my dad when he was training with us. I said, Gary's different. He's really different because like I could come home and say, I hit 2 home runs and I'm like, Dad, man, did you see that? He's like, how many bats you have? I said, 4. He said, well, why did you have 4? I'm like, he ain't even happy over the 2. You know, Willie be like, that's great, you had a good at bats. So it was always good, but my dad was the one who challenged me.
Okay.
And challenged me to a point to where he expected perfection in practice. And practice was very important that my dad wanted perfection. And I'll never forget this. I was in the batting cage with my father and I was swinging the bat and I was jamming myself and I was missing balls and my dad kept putting the screen even closer and making it faster. And I go, Dad, I ain't got it, man. It's just not. So I was with my son at this time. He was little. And he said, Nikolai, why don't you stand behind home plate? And he said, get up there, Barry, and I want you to hit. I said, with my son back there, boy, you crazy?
No.
He said, then don't let him get hit. I said, bro, this ain't going down like that.
Crazy.
And so, and I didn't say bro at that time. I say to here. I say, Pop, Dad, love you. I never said that to my father. I said, Nikolai, get out this cage. So my dad said, no, I'm not gonna let him get hit. He put a T back there. And he said, in your mind, pretend it's him. Now swing. I popped every single ball. He played mind games with me, which challenged me, which I loved. And I needed him for that. You know, I needed my father for that. And it was the best. He's the best hitting coach. The best. I mean, his mind was just off the chart.
Did that ever blur the lines of dad and trainer / coach? Because I've trained my kids and I kind of find there's a fine line. I coach my kids and train my kids and there's that kind of that fine line and I walk it and teeter it as far as being dad and then coach and trainer. Did you ever, like you said, he expected perfection. Did that ever blur the line of dad?
No.
Okay.
With me, it was different. I accepted him for who he was. I knew who he was. I knew the challenges I had with my father, and I had a choice. It was deal with it, or I was gonna miss the boat. And you have to see that as an athlete, you're gonna see it. And if you don't see it, then you're not gonna be there anyway. And you have to see that, why is my dad doing this? Why is he challenging me? He's not at home. We're not at home where he's like, say, clean your room up or anything like this. Why is he pushing me? I didn't realize it until as I was college and going on that, you know, he was just, it was something I needed. It's weird. It's kind of hard to explain, But I needed that. I needed my dad to be just a jerk. You know what I mean? I needed my dad to challenge me. I needed that because I was so good. I think I would have took advantage of things if he didn't keep me in my place. Like he would knock me down. And all I ever wanted to do was for my godfather and my father to appreciate my career. I didn't care about anybody else. I didn't care about, there was nothing that had to do with fan and nothing to do with anything. It was like, I wanted my dad and Willie to say I was part of their group. Right? Because no one really knows. My godfather, Giants here 58, my godfather's here, right? My father's in right field, my godfather's in center field, and I play left field. All three of us in the generation played for San Francisco Giants, and all three of us played in the outfield together, but apart.
Right.
And that's always my goal, was to play left field. And they wanted me to play right field when I was first coming up in Pittsburgh and have this 007 James Bond. I'm like, that's a no. And I wanted my own position because I wanted to complete that circle. And then I knew my own talent. I didn't have the arm like Willie or my dad did. I knew I was quick to the baseball. I owe that to Bill Verdon, one of my outfield coaches, and I knew my ability, and I wanted to stay within my ability.
What's up, world? It's your boy, Stack5, Steven Jackson. Shout out to StockX. Say, man, we're gonna take y'all down memory lane.
When did you start training?
When my son was born, 1989.
Okay.
When I got in 86, I mean, I was talented, I was good, but I wasn't, I was out clubs, partying like everybody else. Like when you're young, it's like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Do anything, exactly. You know what I mean? Shoot, who cares? And all of a sudden, Nikolai, my first wife, was pregnant. I was like, oh, this is real. I have a responsibility. I cold turkey everything. And all I did was go to the gym from that day on. And in 1989, I was leading off with Pittsburgh at that time. And Jim Leland, my manager, who's the most unbelievable manager I ever had in my entire life. And don't get me wrong, Dusty Baker and Felipe Alou are up there. Don't get me wrong, but he was my first, right? And so Pittsburgh was the best for me at that time. So I was leading off, and I ain't never been a leadoff hitter. I'm like, I'm not leading off. I'm leading the team in home runs, but yet I got like 40 RBIs or something like that. That's not me. That's never been my role. So my son was born. All I did was train. In the snow in Pittsburgh, I ran every day. And then I said, I'm not leading off anymore. And when I went to the locker room to talk to Leland, the only thing he says, I already know what you're in here, and don't you say a damn word to me. You're my number 5 hitter, sink or swim kid. Because he knew they wanted to trade me, but he believed in me. I said, Coach, I've been swimming my whole life, and that's the year I won MVP. And then after that, I started training with Roger Craig, Jerry Rice, and all. I just went off the deep end, and then I wanted to be better training-wise, and then all I did was train, and I've been doing that the rest of my life.
Speak to that training, because I mean, Jerry Rice is known synonymously for his off-season hill runs and trains, so you jumped on that boat.
I jumped on that hard.
That's dope.
Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd run in the mornings, lift in the morning after running, and then go hit after that. I mean, it was from like 8 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. And it's every day except the weekends, every day.
Baseball's known for a lot of unwritten rules. When you first came in the game in '86, what were some of the unwritten rules?
Depends what unwritten rules you're talking about.
The ones you can talk about.
I can talk about anything you want. This is 2025. People say whatever they want nowadays. Back when I was there, people didn't say what they wanted. Nowadays, you say whatever you want. You get kudos for it now.
Right.
You get followers, I guess, on social media. You just say, all you got to do is say ass. Everybody wants to see you now, So.
Well, I mean, with that said, talk your shit, Barry.
But what I wish the game was still today is there was.
I'm going to bed. Peace out, viewer. You guys have a good night.